On today's episode of Globetrotting with Trey, I have a great episode with stories from Dave Hebler. Dave was a Memphis Mafia member and bodyguard to Elvis Presley. He was at the TigerMan Karate Dojo Museum by Spa Guy during Elvis Week 2025. It was a great evening in the dojo with Dave, and Dave shared some great stories, and I picked a few out for today's episode. Stay tuned, I'll have a lot more with Dave Hebler. And to you haters out there, please don't come on here and hate on Dave. Dave does not deserve that. Dave is a cool guy. His stories are very important, and we're about Elvis history and about the stories. So just enjoy them and learn more about Mr. Tiger, Elvis Presley, and watch until the end because I will explain some information I have on Elvis What Happens, the book that Dave read in Sunny, set in a hotel room for 30 days and a ghostwriter wrote. And you're going to learn that Elvis actually was going to get help. History might be different if Elvis had lived, so please don't hate on Dave. He's a cool guy. Give him some respect and just love his stories. So get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a great episode. Don't double dribble.
Elvis gave me the Lincoln, and Vernon thought that Elvis had bought the car for him. So he registered the car in Elvis's name, which is why the estate got a hold of that Lincoln, because it's one of the very few cars that was actually in Elvis's name originally. Well, Elvis found out about it a few days later, and he told Vernon, no, it's Dave's car, give him the paperwork and all that stuff, that's his car. So, the car was a 1974, Lincoln Continental Mark IV, silver in color, with a red velour interior. I drove that car for 20 years, put 250,000 miles on it, and it broke down one day, and I had it storaged, and there was a guy in Las Vegas that had a museum, an Elvis museum called the Elvis-orama. Come on. And he bought the car a bunch, in addition to a bunch of other stuff. But he also was the editor of Hot Boat magazine. So he had access to all of these mechanics and all these great bodybuilder type people. So he was going to fix up the engine, and he did. He fixed up the engine, and they started it up and lit the whole thing on fire. Now they've really got to fix it. He told me it cost them altogether $25,000 to get that Lincoln back into shape. And he knew, he hated the color silver, and he knew my favorite color was purple. So he painted it purple. And the velour he thought was kind of tacky, one of that kind of interior decoration that you see in houses of ill repute. So he made it out of leather, white leather, and put purple piping in it, and there it is. So it's sitting here at Graceland, you can see it, whatever. But there's an additional story to that has a tie-in, and it's the Gaudy Bubble.
Yes, but I wanted to where you got stopped.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm driving it home, and I'm going through Oklahoma City. And I'm doing about 100, and all of a sudden the lights got me, cops got me pulled over and everything, highway patrol. And he come up on me and said, "Get out of the car, sir." That's not normal. Anyhow, get out of the car, because he saw the license plate. And the license plate said that Elvis Presley owned that car. And I sure as heck wasn't Elvis Presley. So he thought he had a hot one on his hand. Lucky for me, when we went on tours there near Oklahoma City, we had police officers coming there, and one of them was a sergeant named was Sugar Smith. So I asked the patrolman, "You know Sugar Smith?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Give him a call." And he did. He got a hold of him, got back to me, and he said, "Have a good day, sir." And that's the story.
That's amazing. Amazing. And it's
It's good to know people. You know, Elvis's name still opens doors even today. And you can go places and get caught where you probably shouldn't be and mention his name and they'll start helping you.
you know, it's amazing.
The things he'll do. So you mentioned the gaudy bobble.
He trained here. He sweated here. He became Mr. Tiger right here. And now, you asked for it. The dojo is back. Restored to its original 70s glory, with rare memorabilia from Mr. Tiger, jaw-dropping artifacts from fans, and the iconic ambulance from 1977, right where it belongs. Don't miss your chance to stand where this legend trained for battle.
Mr. Tiger, the king of rock and roll, practiced karate inside this building, and the most famous karate photo ever taken of him was taken right here. So you got to come see where it happened at. Tighten up and get down here right now.
Experience the history. TigerMan Karate Dojo and Museum by Spa Guy. 1 mile from the most famous mansion in rock and roll history. And opening soon.
I don't think I've ever told this story, so it's going to be new to most of you. When I was bought the Lisa Marie, he was having it repaired and having all kinds of stuff done to it, and the plane was in Dallas. So he wanted to go and visit the airplane, see how it was doing. So Marty Lacker, Elvis, Linda, and me get on this plane to go fly to Dallas and check out the Lisa Marie. Well, sitting there, I was sitting in one bench here, and opposite me was, Marty and Elvis and Linda. And Elvis is wearing this ring. And I'll tell you about the ring. It was a 40-carat ruby, natural ruby, star ruby. And surrounded by 14 of the finest diamonds you ever saw, all encased in 18-karat gold. And I'm looking at that thing. And I went, Elvis, that's the gaudiest thing I ever saw in my life. I said, can I see it? He said, yeah, here, give me the. And you know how stuff triggers memories in your head that sometimes you wish it didn't? Well, anyhow, back in the 50s, there was a comic book character called the Phantom. And he used to wear this ring that was a skull and crossbones. And when he caught the bad guy, he would punch him in the forehead, and that guy forever would have the skull and crossbones in the middle of his forehead. So when I put the ring on, like this, that's what popped in my mind. And I said, boy, you hit somebody with this, you make a dent. And he says, look at this fool. He's got a $50,000 ring on and he wants to hit somebody with it. I said, oh. So I took the ring off and, to hand it back to Elvis, and I dropped it. I went, oh my God. And he said, and then he throws it on the floor. He said, keep it. I said, well, what? He said, keep it, it's yours. One caveat. You can sell that ring if you want to, but as long as you own it, you can't never let anybody else wear it. And that came true. We did that. That's the gaudy ball.
That's interesting. So where did that ring go?
I don't know. It was stolen out of that Elvis Museum on a break-in, and the insurance company recovered it, And nobody knows where it went.
Oh, wow.
I don't.
So was that Chris Davidson?
Yeah,
Got it.
I was around.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that was Chris Davidson. So, staying on the subject of jewelry, you had in some of the photos, you have a necklace that's round
Yeah.
that a lady made for you.
Yeah.
And and Elvis commented on that, so tell us about that.
Yeah, I had one of my female students is an artist, and she did a lot of macrame, and she did all kind of stuff, and she made that medallion. It's a karate medallion. It's a fist, coming out of a gold thing with macrame on the side and leather straps. And she made that for me because I was her instructor. Well, I was wearing it, and Elvis admired it. He thought it was great, And it's coming on Christmas time. What do you buy Elvis Presley for a present for Christmas? So it hit on me that, he admired that. So I called out Ruth Ann. Her name is Ruth Ann Moronis. I said, Ruth Ann, can you make another one of those things? She says, yeah. I said, please do that immediately, if not sooner. And she did. She made a second one. They're not exactly the same because the macrame is different. Somehow, both of those necklaces were stolen. And who knows where they are. Well, I know where one of them is. I don't know whether it was Elvis's or mine, but let it go. There's nothing you can do about it.
But you gave one to Elvis.
Huh?
You gave one of them to Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christmas present.
Okay.
So Elvis wanted you to go on a drug raid with him. Tell us about that.
Oh, God. The infamous drug rage.
He thought he was a police officer.
Yeah.
And acted like it.
Well, he had a badge.
Yeah, he did. You can't argue
Yeah,
that.
he did. I'm over to Graceland, one evening. And Elvis is upstairs, and next thing I hear Elvis goes, hey, Dave, come on up here. So we're up, and there's this guy standing there that I don't know. So I'm thinking there's some kind of problem here, right? But it wasn't a problem. The guy was a police officer, a real one. And Elvis is dressed up in a snowmobile outfit, complete with the baklava. I don't know how you pronounce that word, but because over the only thing you can see is the eyes and the mouth, that kind of
Balaclava.
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 Balaclava. We're trying to count it right. Anyhow, I said, why are you? And he's smoking a cigar. I said, Elvis, why are you dressed like that? He said, well, we're going on a drug raid, and I don't want anybody to recognize me. Are you all sensitive to bad language? I mean, does it offend you?
We want to tell it like Elvis said.
Like he actually said it.
Yes.
It's like actually I said it. So he said, I don't want anybody to recognize me. I said, Elvis, everybody in the world knows it's you. The dog knows it's you. Oh yeah, well, because I think it's a colossal joke. They're spoofing me, and so I figured, well, okay, I'll go along with it. We go in the car. Now it's August. I mean, it's hot and humid, and he's wearing. Anyhow, we get to the jail. I still think it's a spoof. And we get to the jail, and we're inside there, and Elvis is off looking at all the prisoners, looking hard at them, and the thing. And the police officer is standing there, and it dawned on me. This is for real. They really want him. I said, excuse me, sir. Are you seriously going to take Elvis Presley on a real drug bust? Are you seriously going to do that? I said, yes, sir. I said, no, sir, you're not. Can you imagine what's going to happen to you and your career if Elvis gets hurt or injured? That's number one. Number two, I'm Elvis's bodyguard. It's my job to protect him from assholes like you doing this kind of foolish stuff. Now, I'll tell you what, you figure out how to get out of this thing, because you ain't gonna go. It ain't gonna happen. Okay? He said, okay. And he finally figured it out, and he just said, Elvis, I'm sorry, they called the raid off. It's not gonna happen, so I'm sorry, we can't do this. But the raid did go on, and people got hurt, because the druggies were driving their cars and trying to run people over and all kind of crap. It was a cluster, whatever, you know what I mean? And so, you know, sigh of relief. But that was the big drug bust.
All right, tell us
About the pool table.
The infamous pool table. I was raised in a pool room. No kidding. I was making a living at age 16 shooting pool. I learned from some real pool hustlers how to shoot pool and make some money. So I was, you know, on that pool table all the time. Now they're going to do a trick shot where you come down and blast down on the cue ball, and they would do funny little stuff and do whatever. And I went too hard, and it hit the felt and ripped the hell out of it. And for years, and you know, to this day, nobody knows who did it. You know, yeah, it was me.
Y'all seen it ripped at Graceland, right?
Yeah, I did that. I'm so proud.
Stay tuned for more episodes with Dave Hebler. He was Elvis Presley's bodyguard, Memphis Mafia member, and a friend. And we were just excited to have Dave at the TigerMan by Spy Guy during Elvis Week, and he shared so many great stories. If you'd like to get an autographed picture from Dave Hebler, you can go to the TigerMan website and go to the merchandise area and just search Dave Hebler autograph, and there's 3 different ones you can choose from. So yeah, go to TigerManMuseum.com, merchandise area for Dave Hebler autographs. And like I said, stay tuned for more from Dave. And I don't want to hear any hate because of the Elvis What Happened book on my video. I will delete any of those comments. Let me tell you this. I have some files that you have never seen before from Joe Esposito, where Joe said he talked with Elvis about the book. And Elvis said if fans questioned his problem, he was going to own up to it and let fans know that he was going to work to get better. So if Elvis would have lived, Dave Hebler, Sonny West, and Red West's book, Elvis What Happened, was going to force Elvis to meet his problem and to get help. So maybe Dave would have been a part of the story a little differently if Elvis would have lived, and you guys would all be loving him today because of how he woke Elvis up with that book. So no hate comments on this video. He doesn't deserve it. He was a part of the story, and we're honoring Dave Hebler for being a part of this incredible story of Mr. Tiger, Elvis Presley. So don't double dribble, subscribe, share it with your Elvis friends and family, comment. Until next time, I'll see you down the road. Thanks for watching.